film this video again because I didn't realize I had lipstick on my teeth. Then I talk and I say like if. I'm so sorry. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So we're gonna get into this video. I wanted to be quick and not too long because I am talking and I don't want to ramble for too much. But I'm here to share my top foundations for women of color. These are foundations that I have stayed true to over the last few years. Foundations I always go back in store to buy. And foundations I just always find myself recommending to people who are on the hunt for that signature everyday foundation. So I have quite a few with me. I think what I'm going to do is do my top 5. 2 things I look for when I'm looking for a foundation. The first thing is because I have combination skin, which means that my T-zone is oily, but I do have dehydrated skin around my U-zone, so my cheeks are quite dehydrated. So I need a foundation that is mattifying. And then it also, because of my undertone, it has to be a warm tone foundation. So it needs to be a foundation that gives off like golden, sort of like yellow sort of tones to my skin, because that is my undertone. We all have different undertones. Some women have reddish undertones, some women have cool blue undertones, pink, peach, and therefore my foundations tend to reflect that. So let's talk about the holy grail of holy grails, which I'm sure many of you who have been watching my videos for a while already know that my holy grail foundation of all holy grail foundations is Estée Lauder Double A. This foundation I always go back to, and this is the Double A Stay in Place makeup. Estée Lauder has recently come out with another variation of Double A, which is Nude Water Fresh. That is your sort of like medium coverage, dewy finish approach to Double A. I think it's so perfect for summer, and it is, I believe, water-based. Give it a good shake before you apply it to your skin. And now Estée Lauder now has foundation pumps as well. So that's great. But I will talk more about this foundation in about a few weeks. A whole campaign with Estée Lauder and this foundation. So we're going to do like a wear test. We're going to see how it wears from morning and the whole day, my daily activities and that sort of thing. But otherwise, this is Stay in Place makeup, and it's my holy grail. I'm the shade Sandalwood, and like I said, this is a mattifying foundation. And because I do have dehydrated skin, if I don't moisturize quite well before applying it, I do tend to feel a kind of like tightness on my skin if I don't moisturize or prime my skin quite well before application. And of course, I mean, it gives you full coverage, so it hides all blemishes, all dark spots, all pigmentation. And that's my foundation if, like I said, I have a full day ahead of me, if I'm waking up at 6 a.m. and then taking it off at 10 p.m. That's normally if I've got like events or I've got trips into Joburg or whatever the case might be. This foundation that I can trust, and I know I don't need to touch up or fix or retouch throughout the day. Then my favorite foundation for every day, which is medium to full coverage, medium to full buildable coverage. It is a demi matte finish. It's got this velvety sort of texture to it. I still feel is very weightless, and it also looks like skin. It enhances the skin, but it's also full coverage. It's a taboo. It's a weird foundation that has everything in one. And it's the NARS All Day Luminous Weightless Foundation. I got this through a friend who was traveling to the UK. She came back and I picked this up while she was there, and I delivered it to her address. That's how I sort of get things from abroad into the country. And so this is one of my favorite foundations. This is the shade Macau. It's quite tricky ordering foundations online, because especially if it's a foundation you've never tried before. But this is perfect for me. It is the perfect tone. It doesn't oxidize, it doesn't dry down to a different color. It is, what you see is what you get. And what you see is a beautiful bottle of chocolate. and that's what you get when you put it on your face. So one of my favorite foundations, and I do prefer this for daytime as well. Another foundation that I prefer for daytime as well is the NYX Total Control Drop Foundation. This is one of my recent favorites, one that launched this year in South Africa, and it's made people really excited. When I first saw this foundation, it was quite deceptive, because when you see foundations in this sort of packaging, there's like a whole dropper situation. It sort of makes you think that, okay, this is like water-based. It's one of those like serum foundations in one. It's going to give you a dewy finish. This is a through and through mattifying foundation. And then depending on the amount of coverage you want, that's how many drops you'll use. I just think the drops are there just as a way to sort of control the amount of product you deposit onto your brush or onto your face, which I think is a great idea, because there are times when you can really waste a lot of product just by, you know, dipping it into your hand, or, you know, doing 5 pumps, and this really allows you to regulate the amount of product that you use. So in NYX Control Drop, I am the shade Cappuccino, which is the perfect shade for me, and it is what I'm wearing today. Another foundation which I quite like is the Giorgio Armani Power Fabric Foundation. So for many years, Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk has been the talk of the town. It has been everyone's favorite foundation. I was about to buy Luminous Silk when I did a bit of research, and I was trying to decide, okay, what's the difference between Power Fabric and Luminous Silk? And the resounding difference is, of course, that Luminous Silk is more of a light coverage foundation, and it gives you a dewy finish. I'm not opposed to the dewy finish, I'm opposed to the light coverage. It's definitely a full coverage foundation, and I got the shade number 12. So once again, buying foundations online is so tricky, because especially if you've never tried it before, you don't know which color you're going for. I believe I would have been better buying a color lower than this one. This one is a slightly red and a little bit on the darker side, but I do make it work when I combine my highlighter, my concealer, all of that jazz in an attempt to like brighten and lighten it up. It works perfectly fine. But just in terms of the formula, it's an impeccable formula. It's a great formula. Once again, for combination skin, it will leave you looking matte, feeling matte. I do find that you have to set this very well, because you can look a little bit oily. And this, like Estée Lauder Double Wear, is my you know, sort of foundation where if I have like a nighttime event, or yeah, I like going out at night, I prefer using Power Fabric. Another foundation from on the more affordable side, like NYX, is Black Opal, and Black Opal has these beautiful creamy foundation sticks. I have, like I said, I have combination skin. I have an oily T-zone, a dehydrated U-zone. Now with cream foundation sticks, you are going to get oily. The word cream should scare you. Like, that should tell you that this is a block of oil you're about to put on your face. So you have to set it very well. But even through setting, by hour 6, 7 or 8, oiliness, shine still comes through the forehead. But that's my choice, because there's one thing I love about these stick foundations. It's the texture, it's the finish. You cannot replicate that texture and that finish in a fluid foundation. When you want that, your skin to look creamy and juicy, that's when you use a stick foundation. Have I sold this to you yet? So many shades to choose from. I have 3. I alternate between, I usually combine Trudy Topaz and Nutmeg. So Trudy Topaz, I focus in the center of my face, and then Nutmeg, I focus on the outer perimeter of my face. And then I contour with Suede Marker. Last but not least, a foundation which I had to mention, not because I don't have it here with me, but I have its sister, because I finished the main one many months ago, and I don't know why I haven't gone back, returned to purchase it. I guess I've been loving NARS. But this is the Lancome Teint Idol Ultra Cushion Foundation. and these are the cushion foundations. So I have a whole review on the Tenty Doll Ultra foundation, which is the normal foundation that comes in the frosted glass bottle. I'm the shade number 10 in that foundation. In the Tenty Doll Ultra cushion, I'm the shade number 6, and I do believe 6 is the darkest shade. How disappointing. The Tenty Doll Ultra in the frosted bottle is your medium to full coverage, buildable coverage, and it's also a semi-matte finish, and it is it's long wearing, it's everything. It's a perfect foundation. And these cushion foundations, I believe, are the same, but they offer a lot more dewy finish, in my opinion. And I just feel like they're just so great to have, especially if you're going like on holiday and you want like an easy sort of like foundation or quick way to sort of like do your makeup without like the fuss. So, and then you just pack your brush in, and then your foundation gets put there, and then you apply your foundation. So this is a really good foundation. It does look matte. I think it's more like a semi-matte finish. I do have a couple here from MAC and Revlon, but I just wanted to talk about my top 5 and top 6, because my top 5 is Lancome Tenty Doll, but I just wanted to but because I don't have it, I talked about the cushion foundations. Otherwise, guys, that is it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for taking part in my Twitter poll. That's why we have this kind of video here today. A lot of you wanted to know what my top foundations are for women of color. The next voted video was to learn how to make your makeup last all day. I know that's going to be a frequently asked question come summertime, so I'm going to postpone that either to next week or the following week after that, and talk about how to make your makeup last throughout summer so that it stays in place through sweat, perspiration, humidity, all of it. That's it. Thank you for watching, and see you next time. Bye.